Hello there. Welcome to Critical Reviews. Today, I'm taking a look at Novocaine. Sometimes it's nice to just settle down with your significant other and enjoy a decent little action film, where the dude tries to rescue the girl he loves, overcoming all sorts of adversities on the way, like we used to get back in the old days. That's not exactly what we get with Novocaine, but it's close. This is the second time that I've seen Jack Quaid in a movie this year, the first being Companion, which is probably still the best film I've actually seen in 2025, despite it dipping a little bit too far into abused girlfriend gets revenge on her abusive boyfriend, rather than the compelling nature of AI and freedom that it had promised. Here, Jack Quaid is back to playing type, the amiable, affable kind of hapless dude that just drips endearment off the screen. Not exactly traditionally masculine, an acceptable hero for the modern age. Before I get stuck into Novocaine though, your spoiler-free plot summary. Nathan Cain is a man without much direction, suffering from a nervous disorder, CIPA, that means he cannot feel pain. His life is ordered and routine until he meets Sherry, a new teller at the bank where he is an assistant manager. Falling head over heels for this bright spark in his life and the promise for a new beginning, his hopes are then shattered when the bank is robbed and Sherry is taken as a hostage. Using his condition to his advantage, Nathan begins a chase and hunt to rescue Shelley, leaving no stone unturned and suffering injury after injury in his quest. Now, from that synopsis, you pretty much have the core concept of the film. Kane's inability to feel pain leads to many, often hilarious scenarios where he is attacked, ambushed, or tortured and battered in his quest without feeling a damn thing. It's totally played for laughs. And I'm sure that the humorless out there will cry about ableism and the like, but the fact of the matter is, it is really, really funny. The film is firmly out to show you a good time, and for the most part, it really succeeds. Quaid does a great job alongside Amber Midthunder, who plays off him well while still having her own agency, as is utterly essential in modern times. She's no girl boss though. She's not taking down accommodating stuntmen by the dozen, as we have seen in so many films recently, but the film walks a fine line of not making her entirely a damsel in distress, pulling the feet off with aplomb. The direction is snappy enough and the supporting cast works, even if at times a line here doesn't land or maybe a scene jars ever so slightly. It is surprisingly violent, and it slightly put me in mind of last year's Boy Kills World, with all of its cartoonesque carnage. Ray Nicholson also impresses as the mastermind of the bank robbers, and overall there isn't really a lot to complain about here. A stereotypical modern film-approved cop duo and a lack of anything approaching depth to the bank robbers are the only real faults here, but deep character moments are not really what this film is about for the most part. Most of that was got out of the way in the first act, and the film is really just looking to gross you out and have you laughing for the other hour and change of the runtime. Time is spent detailing Kane's character and his struggles with CIPA, such as needing to set a 3-hour alarm because he won't feel the need to urinate, his inability to eat solid food because he might chew off his own tongue without noticing. It's a nice bit of preamble that puts you somewhat in his shoes, and the same is done for Sherry, as the opening 20 minutes sets up the romance and the connection between the two. After the bank heist, the pace doesn't really let up for any appreciable amount of time though, as Kane races after Sherry, and even though the film is a brisk 1 hour 44 minutes, it does still slightly outstay its welcome right near the end. It just goes on just a tiny bit too much. It feels like it went past the perfect moment to end, which would have been about the hour 35-minute mark, but it still lands enough that I can easily give this film a recommendation. Final thoughts. Novocaine is a good time. It's an enjoyable enough, cartoony, violent romp, akin to something like Crank, and a decent film to watch with a partner in an evening. There's nothing really nasty or mean about it. It's got a likeable character working to rescue his love at its core, and even if it doesn't exactly push the boat out on character arcs or progression or anything like that, it's a cool concept, well executed. It's not going to change the world or make best film of the year lists, but if you forgive it its few flaws, just like me, you'll be feeling it. Thanks for watching. I've been Critic. I'll be back with another video soon.